because I feel like sometimes with the early translations, that stuff is rough, and I felt like it was a little rough this time.
Yeah, it definitely depends because there's three type of translations that come out. There's the Ragnarok, aka OP scans. Those are necessarily the worst translations. Those are the rough ones you're probably speaking of that people jump to as soon as it comes out. Then
Yeah,
there's the TCB, which is not wrong translations, but they're more so the uncut raw version of the conversation. Where
yeah,
the Viz translation is the translation that they officially want to give you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy. I've used TCB for so long, but sometimes I feel like they're a little slow to the point where like I've been reading new chapters on TikTok. They be
Mm.
putting full chapters on TikTok, which I think is absolutely wild, right?
Yeah, they do it
Yeah.
everywhere now. TikTok, Twitter,
Facebook, you go
Instagram,
anywhere,
all
bro.
that. Yeah, they get it
Facebook,
everywhere.
You go, bro. You
Because
go
people
anywhere to
looking
get your
for new
fix.
ways to get content out, and uploading the chapter is like content for some people. They don't understand. Like, you should go read it where it comes from. They're like, okay, I'll cover it first, or I'll just give my play-by-play, and then a lot of people give you their interpretations off of having read the chapter from one of the guys that posted it, and then it's kind of like, no, it's wrong. The interpretation might be wrong because you're just going off of what somebody else is feeling or saying, rather than reading it for yourself and then trusting an interpretation. So yeah.
Listen, I think I'm one of those people that's of the belief of just read all of them.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. Just read all
I
of
read
them.
them all. I read them all as they drop to see what's the difference. So
Yeah, and then you kind of come to your own thing because me and Danny have gotten into it before. He's like, other stuff don't count if it's not the official. I'm like, sometimes the official be wrong too, though.
No, sometimes the official is wrong.
there was one thing. The thing that sparked it was
you didn't want to be wrong about the point because you was like, who cares about the other translations? Nobody ever uses those,
bro.
I know the
Corey was
vibe.
trying to power scale Gunko by saying that Shamrock hyped her up in the TCB translation, saying, Loki, you don't want to cross her. Even if you broke free from your chains, it still wouldn't matter. Gunko would wipe the floor with you.
Well,
but in the
was I
official,
wrong?
bro, what are you talking about? Okay. I don't want to spoil anything that happens in this chapter, but if you're referring to anything that happens in this chapter, you're 100% wrong. You're 100. That's not the Gunko I voted for.
Yo, his face is like, don't do this. Don't do this.
I know where I know. I see what's going on here.
We don't know what context. We are not talking about VV Shade. I see you in the chat. That is a conversation that will not be had. VV is until she shows up back in the story, we will never talk about VV again.
Well, can I just ask their opinions real quick?
Oh, my days. Go ahead.
Gentlemen, we're all gentlemen here, so I'm just going to address the round table. But one question, do you consider VV to be part of the Straw Hat crew? Take your time in answering.
There's two answers to this. There's two answers to this, though.
No, one answer. There's one answer.
Look in your heart.
Two. I mean, like, there's the Oda answer, and then there's the
what's the Oda answer?
The Oda answer is yes, he's a Straw Hat. That's the answer. It's in Viver cards and everything.
She's it's in Viver cards.
Yeah, it's in Jinbei's Viver card. They have it to where she's the 10th honorary Straw Hat, and then there's possibly 3 more people that could come after her.
Would you look at bonkers? That?
Yeah, would you look in my heart of hearts? Yeah, she got to join up with the gang before she could be part of the gang. It's the same way with Jinbei. Like I've always considered Jinbei as part of the crew, especially after Fishman Island, but he's not really a part of the crew till he pulls back up in Wano.
Do you think or hope that Vivi joins back up with the crew, or are you like, nah, fuck that girl, I hope I never see her again for the rest of the story?
No, I like Vivi. I'm a Vivi.
That's two. See, why you doing that? That's two different things. Why you doing that? Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth, bro. Okay, don't do that because this is.
I'm not putting nothing in your mouth, bro.
This is what, bro is He is changing the narrative of how I'm stating it. Okay. Her meeting back up with the crew and being of use or being adding to the plot, which is inevitable. Just her meeting up does not make her actually a Straw Hat crew member of that pirate crew. In your heart of hearts, you could tell me Oda considers her. But she's not a member. She ain't on the lunchbox. She ain't on a t-shirt. She ain't on a t-shirt. She ain't got a bounty poster. She ain't gonna have a bounty poster. Come on, my guy.
Let me ask you a question then. How did you feel about Jinbei?
Jinbei wasn't a Straw Hat crew member until he did his little mini toast in Wano.
I agree. That don't get me wrong. Until you come back and full-fledged link up, I agree.
Because he was
I'm
tied up
with
with
you
other
on that.
stuff, just like
Vivi's
Vivi was
not a
tied up
straw.
on stuff.
Vivi's not a straw hat until she pulls back up. That's a fact. Until she
But
literally in a conversation with the gang, and we're
the
like,
difference
yo, get on
between
this shit.
the difference between the Vivi and Jinbei situation is that until that point in Wano, he had never really sailed with the Straw Hat crew. So I understand why you would feel that way until he did that exchange in Wano. But Vivi otherwise had been with the Straw Hat crew on multiple islands
So
and
was
sailed with them
Momonosuke.
for a
But wait,
period
hold
of
on.
time.
But hold on.
And
hold on. I
Momonosuke
don't want to
is
take that
Luffy's
away
little
from.
brother.
Look, I
Momonosuke
don't want
is
to take
And
that
Luffy's
away
little
Kinemon.
from
brother.
Jinbei though. Hold on, because Jinbei, I don't know how y'all feel, but that Marineford arc, I count that as Jinbei sailed with his captain. Like he kept him alive, all that. He did
I wouldn't
Luffy
everything.
didn't even
that-
Luffy
He did
didn't even ask him
everything
to
you would
be
want Zoro to do. Jinbei legit did. That's
Luffy
legit
didn't
the
even
truth.
know that man at that point. He didn't even ask him to be part of the crew.
You didn't go here.
I mean, but
Also, on that Momonosuke
but
comment,
Luffy's older brother asked this fishman to take this young boy under your wing as responsibility, like legit, like that, become his guardian. And it's not even cap, because what is Jinbei's position on the Straw Hat crew now? He's the father figure of the Straw Hat Pirates. So I'm just saying, we pick and choose when to have these arguments. We do.
You moving the goalposts. If
I'm with your
Momonosuke is
first
not
thought
part of the
though.
crew, then
Look, I'm with your first thought.
Momonosuke is Luffy's little
Until they
brother.
come back to the crew and legit sail away on the ship with the crew, they are not crew members. That's how I feel. Oda could say it in the SBS and whatever, cool, but actions speak louder than words for me. So I need to see him actually there. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I will tell everybody Sabo's probably the strongest first commander in the show. Probably stronger than Ben Beckman. But no one's going to sit here and listen to me, because you want to know why. They're going to be like, oh, I don't see the feats. I need to see the feats. But Oda, out his mouth, has come out and told us the dude Flame Emperor is not a title for fun. On top of that, he trains every
Flame
day.
Emperor,
And he
the
was a
Flame Emperor is
hockey man.
propaganda. That
No,
nickname's
it's
propaganda, bro.
not.
We don't
It's
even know
It's
nothing about
propaganda.
it.
It's propaganda to the people. But Oda came out
Also,
in his Q&A,
don't-
and he told us the title Flame Emperor is not for fun. It's not for jokes.
Yeah,
It's
politically.
yeah,
No,
and,
he's talking about his power.
and Buggy's also a Yonko.
He's talking about his power.
because of propaganda.
He's
I love
legit
Buggy.
talking about his power.
I'm not disrespecting
okay, let me ask you a question.
This is
so
real
Garling,
assessment.
is Garling being the leader, being the king of God Valley? That was propaganda. That didn't mean he wasn't the supreme
The
commander
king of God
Valley.
Valley.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are y'all
He
talking
won
about?
the tournament. He won the
Yeah,
game.
Wasn't the
he got
king of
named
God
King
Valley.
of God Valley. Yes.
That shit don't even exist. What are you talking about? He didn't get named King of God Valley.
You really
they
doing
got
this
rid
right
of
now?
God Valley immediately. What are you talking about?
But when Garling was presented to us, what was in his title card? I'm confused.
It doesn't say King of God Valley.
It doesn't?
I'm gonna look it up.
You look up the TCB version, the Viz version, and the OP Scans version. I promise you.
From the
one of
most
them
recent
versions
anime
got-
episode?
They literally called him the champion of God Valley. What are we talking about?
The champion, because
The
he
champion
won.
is not the king.
Okay, well, misconception of the word king, right? Point is, they called him the leader he's the supreme commander of the Holy Knights, champion of God Valley.
Yeah, champion because of the competition. Because the
competition, bro. They had a game. They were playing a game.
That's why he's the champion of the game. There's a point system for the game.
Okay, all right. I digress.
We yapped for a second. We got a little lost in the sauce there.
We got lost in the sauce, guys. See, this is what happens when you bring up the VV point. This is why I was like, we can't bring up the VV point.
It's good discourse.
We got to.
You're naturally a hater, though. So
you are naturally a hater. Listen,
bro, that's why your name is Saint Za now, bro.
Listen, maybe on this stream we can get you to become a more loving person, and maybe get you to. Yeah, I mean, some of the evilest people in the world will call themselves enlightened. But welcome to another Moon Piece One Piece live stream, live read through of One Piece chapter 1150, titled "DOMI REVERSI," with our special guest from the Straw Hat Podcast, our boy Nika and our boy Saint Za himself.
Welcome to the live stream, guys. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you guys, yo. Shade, you say you can't hear Za? Za, can you speak up maybe and do a double check? Because I can hear you.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, loud and clear, bro. Shade said
Oh,
Za's voice.
And PS, just real quick. So when the translation first came out, it was King of God Valley, but it got changed to Champion via TCP. So just wanted to add that discrepancy. I know y'all looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, I don't hear him in the stream. So let me see something real quick.
Oh, shoot.
Damn, they could hear you the whole time. That's mad funny. I don't even know.
Well, listen, bro. The only thing they would have heard was that VV hate. So, I mean, maybe for the best that they didn't hear. I'ma just say.
Audio mixer.
First,
I see why.
Arc chart VV.
This nigga doesn't like any. My bad. This guy doesn't like any. This guy doesn't like anyone that's good for narrative. So
first of all,
that's
I
true.
do.
I've seen you try to destroy. I've seen you try to destroy the One Piece plot many times.
Mihawk, Sabo, Cody.
First of all,
I'm naming narrative gods right now.
I
like Kuma.
I like Sabo. I've told you this. I like Sabo.
Well, you've gotten better over time.
Thank you. I like Sabo. I don't care for Dragon because that man faces the east and does nothing.
That's okay
but
right now.
So
yeah, but eventually you cannot care, but he will do something because of the story.
Just keep an open mind.
It's fun to call him a fraud, but in your heart of hearts, you know he inevitably
it's fun for
will have to.
You know narrative, you know what's coming. You know what's coming.
I have never called Dragon a fraud, and that's never come from me. I've never called him a fraud.
I've never heard him say fraud.
I've never called Dragon a fraud.
I don't call
any.
He clowns him because he's from the east.
At this point,
I think if there was gonna, they're right. I see it. Reassassin in the chat. 2025 might be his year. He got 6 more months.
How many times are you gonna say that? I've been waiting for this man to 2017.
I'm not saying nothing.
If not 2026, then 2027.
I'm not doing this. Because if this was Buggy, we'd be clowning him. That's the thing.
No.
We're
Buggy lovers.
You know we moved the sliders for Buggy. You know
I'm about to say I don't. Buggy has plenty of reasons to clown him, but I actually
Buggy for Pirate King. Here on the Moon.
I agree.
Here on the Moon Piece podcast.
I think narratively it does make sense. If Buggy actually did become the Pirate King, it's still propaganda, but it would make sense if he gets the title.
Listen, it doesn't matter how you get there. You just got to get there.
You just got to get there, bro. Some of the worst workers in the world got the best positions at the job.
Yeah, very true. You make it. And that's what we're doing here on the Moon Piece podcast.
That's what we're here to provide some entertainment. So before we get started, make sure you guys like the stream. If you're watching this after the fact, make sure you leave a comment. We have the Straw Hat Podcast information in the description down below. So make sure you guys follow them all over there. Make sure you check out our channel memberships. They are $1.99. If you are interested, you get access to special emojis to use during our chat. You get a special icon next to your name during the chat. You also get up to 24 to 12 hours earlier of the special release of our episodes that come out every other Tuesday at 7 a.m. It really just depends on how soon I can edit it. I'm in the editing trenches. It'd be like that sometimes, but I try to get it out as soon as I can for you guys. So, chapter 1150. Danny, you want to start us off with the cover story in the first 2 pages? I know you got a lot to say about this cover story.
Here we go. Chapter 1150, DOMI REVERSI. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 34. Enra Shrine in Hakumai. Yasue's sword is enshrined, and the pilgrimage is complete. Does that mean what I think it means? Does that mean that this Yamato cover story is finally over? No.
No, it's not.
No. Yes. But I will say that cover story is fire with page 1 and Ulti just standing at her side.
That Ulti-sama. I am an Ulti fanboy, bro.
Ulti.
Yeah,
honestly, the Ulti page 1, I love them both, honestly.
We definitely got to figure out, like, where is Jack?
He's dead.
No, Jack's
you think Inuarashi wasn't going to take this man's life?
I don't think Jack's dead, bro.
Jack's probably going to be found with Kaido.
Wait, you still think Kaido's going to be found?
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
mean, it's kind of obvious at this point.
Do
I don't think
do
Kaido would be found,
Kaido
but
to
I
be
think-
found?
I don't listen. Nobody wants Kaido dead more than me. I need Kaido's devil fruit and Zoro's sword. You feel me? But
Ah,
at the
Oh
same
still
time,
on this.
He's been
on this.
I'm not
days.
gonna
He's been on this.
I'm not gonna
leave it
ignore the
just
alone.
obvious
theorizing.
Leave it
context.
alone.
We just theorizing.
That's not a
He's not
theory.
gonna
That's
let
fan
this
fiction.
go.
That's
He's not
fan
gonna let this
Oh.
go. I promise you. He's not gonna let this go.
All
He's been
right,
saying
listen,
this.
you guys
We
can say
ain't never
whatever,
seen
right? It
Oda
is what
do
it
nothing
is,
like
right?
that
Look,
ever, bro.
Let me ask you: do you really think Zoro would even want that?
Definitely.
Nah, bro. You talking about the wrong guy. You talking about the
No, I'm
mask
not.
of Zoro.
No, I'm
You
not.
talking about Antonio
No, I'm
Banderas
not.
Zoro.
Why would I be talking about the wrong guy?
Well,
Dude, Zoro's not that kind of guy. He wouldn't want to.
How do you know that?
Up because he wouldn't want to.
it's
do
been
anything with the
1,100
double
chapters.
fruit.
I think it'd be weird if we don't know these guys by now.
But how much do you know about Zoro and how much how he fawns over swords? So why would you think he would not want a sword like this? What has he ever out of his mouth on panel said I do not want a devil fruit weapon? Has he ever said that?
He could have been like, "Yo, Vegapunk, do me
I
a
just
favor."
think it goes against
He
what
did say Vegapunk, and there's literally a question that he wanted to ask Vegapunk that we have no answer for right now. So what are we talking?
That is true. You got me there. That is true.
That's all I'm saying.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold my hands up.
Well, I
Keep
guess
an open mind.
I always wonder where people like in regards to when you guys make theories, I guess, right? This is just a question for even people in the chat as well. Do you guys usually take into account, and it's fine if you don't, that Oda's actually trying to end the story, or do you just kind of just like whatever? Because sometimes there's some theories.
I definitely consider it. I definitely take into consideration where Oda's gonna go with the theory and what this could possibly mean. So let's use this same theory for example.
Well, I want to be more specific with my question. I mean in regards to the length, right? So I feel like sometimes there's some plot points that adds a lot more length than Oda may be willing to currently do at this state in the story and health-wise, right? Real life implications, right?
Yeah.
So when I think about when I hear certain like Big Mom theories and Kaido theories, I think about the amount of chapters that takes to pull that off well. And I usually think like, okay, I don't think Oda has enough time to do this, and this, nor wants to spend the time because we've seen him do things like skip the Rocky Port incident and just put it in a SBS instead of showing it, right? He's making like little shortcuts here and there. So that's what I mean in regards to that question. Like, do you take into account things like that, or you just kind of have fun with it, which is fine either way. That's what I was more asking.
No, same answer. Nothing changes. It would just be all depends on what Oda wants to do with the implication of the theory he's making. Right now, we're in a cover story. Who's to say Yamato doesn't find Kaido underneath the Mount Fuji, the volcano, in the cover story? Who's to say that doesn't happen? Kaido could literally be sea-stoned up, imprisoned by the Kairoseki that develops under the volcano. That could legit happen. We don't know if we know that the Big Mom pirates escaped Wano. They were said to have escaped by Cypher Pole. We don't know if they got their mom out of there. Smoothie could legit grab things and squeeze whatever substance out of them. How do we know that she didn't do that to her mother? These are actual things that can happen due to the crazy, phenomenal devil fruits that they are putting into this show. So all these things can happen, right? Like I was saying though, going back to the whole theory with the sword and the devil fruit. A lot of people don't like this theory because it's why would Zoro have a devil fruit in a weapon? He has to fight Mihawk. He wouldn't be as thorough as a swordsman if he has a devil fruit weapon when fighting Mihawk. We don't know all of Mihawk's bag. 1, 2, it's all about timing and delicacy of the theory. Why would Zoro? What if Zoro is who said Mihawk was Zoro's final opponent? What if Zoro defeats Mihawk, becomes the world's strongest swordsman, and goes into the final war as the world's strongest swordsman? Then he would now, after already claiming the title, why not have a devil fruit weapon that he could easily use to fight these guys that are extra? We see black magic going on, well, whatever you want to call it.
He's got
We got hockey, we got black magic, we got devil fruits, we got all types of different things adding into the factors. We're literally being told Garling is strong for a reason, and we don't even know. All we know is that he shanks his father. And that means he has to have Conqueror's Haki. He probably has a weapon just like Shamrock, on top of having good Haki himself, and he just got blessed with the IMU stuff. So we know he has a devil form with the Gorosei now. That's literally 4 things in his bag.
For me, for Zoro personally, given that it's been this long into the story, I do think it takes away from what the character has kind of stood for and represented throughout the series. It removes kind of a essence that's given with a Zoro, with a Sanji, with a Nami, with a Usopp, where if they get a devil fruit, it's fun to think about, but it does break down completely what they've represented throughout the show. At least for me, like Zoro's thing has been the hard work that he puts in as a swordsman.
But that's the problem though, because they have a character parallel, same as Zoro in Sabo, and he just got a devil fruit. You said Sanji.
We didn't know anything
Sanji
about
is
Sabo.
literally.
We didn't know anything about Sabo.
But Sabo
that's
Rock
fine.
Lee.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's like
that's
giving
fine.
Rock Lee
Don't steer away from
genjutsu
the
all
point,
of a
though.
sudden.
That's fine. Don't steer away from the point though, because even with Sanji literally is a walking devil fruit.
But
we literally have SBS is telling us that the same thing with the swirls on the devil fruit and the swirls are Sanji are completely related. We know we literally just saw what Vegapunk did with recreating devil fruits. We know what Germa's been doing, and now we're looking at Sanji like, dang, he might even still awaken these devil fruit type of.
These are kind of false equivalencies though. These are things you're saying that are like devil fruits, and we're talking about a devil fruit,
an actual devil fruit.
So the thing with Zoro, that's fine. The way he's going to overcome Mihawk is not with a devil fruit. It's going to be.
I don't think he's going to do him with.
It's going to be with hockey, and it's going to be with sword techniques. So giving him something like a devil fruit, now he has to learn how to use a devil fruit. No, bro, you need to learn how to use Conqueror's hockey. You need to learn how to use Conqueror's hockey in fusion. And you know what? Throw Future Sight while you're in there.
Well, I mean, it's probably easy to say that Zoro could, just like Sabo, figure out how to use it right away. Zoro could figure it out right away. I don't think the issue is whether or not like learning it and how quickly he can learn it. And the difference with a Sabo, like the Sabo example is Sabo's not a main character or a character we've known since the beginning of the story, right? So what I say is what it means for the character is Zoro's whole thing has been the hard work, the hours he puts in on his own, learning how to attack characters with slash attacks in the air on his own without that devil fruit. Sanji thing has been more of a DNA thing, even though I can understand why you say he has powers, et cetera, et cetera. There's plenty of One Piece characters that have powers but don't have devil fruits. I'm only saying because these guys are the main cast. I just think it does, for me personally at least, it ruins Zoro if he ends up with anything devil fruit related. In regards to just like his true essence of a swordsman ability, like that, he doesn't even do like kind of tricks and things like that. So it would be weird to me if I just out of nowhere just start seeing him pulling a Cerberus out of his sword, like what's his boy name? Stab.
Shamrock. Shamrock. He got the Cerberus.
Yeah. I would be dope. Definitely will undercut his representation. I think he's like a Goku.
His representation if he's achieved his goal by that point in time.
We'll see.
That's why I said it's a time delicate thing. If he, like, your whole thing was harping on it was, he doesn't need it to defeat Mihawk. But like I said in the beginning of the theory, what if he gets it after that? Like, then what's the excuse?
I don't even think he gets to fight Mihawk in the main story. But that's just me.
Ooh,
that would be bad.
I think there's a lot of things that people want to happen and are taking it literal, where sometimes it may mean acknowledgement may be what would be considered surpassing, right? Will I be sad? Sure, but I'm not dying on the hill. There's one thing about Oda. I'm never going to be like, this is bound to definitely happen. He has to do this. A fight has to happen. I don't know what he going to do. And him just being like, yeah, they fought. They sparred with each other. They're equal. I don't know. He might do some weird shit off screen.
That's what I was about to say. He's gonna off screen that shit. I know Oda, but he'll give us a whole random fight. You know what?
For the sake of his fandom, I hope he doesn't off screen that. That'd be detrimental to a lot of people.
He loves Zoro a little too much. So I don't think he might give us a part of it and then cut out the middle and then give us the end. That's the type of person Oda, and I can see him doing that.
Or he could just make it like an epilogue. There's a lot of things that I think people don't take into account especially when it comes to manga ending. Epilogues and quick wrap ups and gaps with long paragraphs of this happened. We've seen in My Hero. those
Listen,
are going to be the answer to a
Naruto
lot of.
became the Hokage outside of his series. That didn't fare too well. With the
He became the Hokage at the end of this series. Like the last chapter, he was
Shippuden
Hokage.
has 500 episodes, and none of those 500 episodes does Naruto become Hokage.
The final chapter of Naruto, he's the Hokage.
Yeah, I think doesn't it end with like a panel of him.
He's literally Hokage in the final chapter.
In the manga, yeah, that's what I said. In the manga,
Yeah,
the final panel. Sure,
I don't divide Naruto.
He definitely doesn't get there.
I don't take into account anime that Shippuden. It's all Naruto. You know what I mean? So in the end of that series, Kishimoto drew bro as like in the final panel as the Hokage. What the anime does
in the very last panel, for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, Dan, you want to get the first 2 pages?
Yeah, let's do it. So here we're cutting back to a bunch of the villagers running towards the children as they exclaim, "They're children! Oh goodness, they're safe! Mister from the bar, my daddy fell down into the underworld." "What? Mr. Ya did? It was the lady. Watch out for her. Daddy, mama," as all the children are looking at the adults running towards them. "Oh, she's floating! Poor kids, you must have been so scared. Come, let's..." As this giant who was approaching the kid in the front just jumps and falls backwards. Everyone's shocked. They're like, "What? What was that?" "Silence!" exclaims IMU loudly, sending a shockwave of Conqueror's Haki into the crowd, knocking out not only the adult villagers, but also the children, as you see the shockwaves emanating outwards into Elbaf all across the lands.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to hear IMU screaming.
Yeah, right?
I didn't even know IMU raised their voice. I thought IMU was kind of more like a soft-spoken, kind of like silence. Like a Maximilian Pegasus type of vibe.
I love it.
Yeah, man. I love it. They're a god. They have power. It's crazy to see that they had Conqueror's Haki. Honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't see that coming.
What?
I don't know. I didn't foresee Emo. I didn't assume they had Conqueror's Haki. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, you didn't see Emu having Conqueror's Haki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Word.
For real?
I've seen Emu.
So on Egghead, when all the Gorosei showed Conqueror's Haki, that didn't make you think, hey, Emu's gonna have this joint?
It was Haki Lightning.
They all
showed
it was
Mars was literally walking through, knocking snails out as he was walking.
Yeah, they was cooking people.
That's true.
Now,
am I surprised? A little, but it's not. I wouldn't discount it. That's all I'm saying.
I felt that though. I understand.
I get it.
It's just good to get confirmation.
Yeah, I mean,
he knocked out them kids.
This is full confirmation. Emu has it.
Yo, bro,
Emu's never used it before. This is full confirmation of it. So you're right on that.
Yeah, and even now, I still think this is soft version. Like this is not even because it's not even their body.
True.
This is Wi-Fi.
This is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi
Remember, he had to make up because remember he was out there being scared of Joy Boy's Wi-Fi Haki. He needed this moment. This kind of redeemed him. He felt that. He felt that Wi-Fi Haki. He was like, "Oh nah, who let him back out? Who let him outside? All the way on Mary Jo's. Come on, bro. Like, so I'm glad he had this moment. He knocked out the kids, which was great because they've been annoying the mess out of me since like the last 4 chapters. I'm like, either just drop them in or just let them go or just do something with them. I can't. Let's move on. Let's
doing
move
something
on.
with them.
They're still on the same thing that they've been on since Gunko captured them.
Do you see what we're fighting? Because you got the next 2 pages. Do you see what we're fighting?
I love it. I love every second of it. I love every second.
God, man, take it with a grain of salt.
All right, you want to take us to the next 2?
Everything. Yeah, and there's so much commotion. You got people being knocked out. And then you have Dory and Brogy. There's people, hey, snap out of it. Whoa. Oh, God. Here comes this dude with the sword in his head. Either do something or don't do something. Emu makes a portal where it has the guns come out, and he's out here shooting at people. Boom. Oh, all resistance must be squashed.
Quashed? There's not even an S here.
Quashed.
Look at that, Danny.
Yeah.
It looks like the official got it wrong.
Wrong, yeah. Is I'm not saying nothing. Is this the best die sleep tides can do, Killingham. Not so great one. The nightmare holes remain open. They continue to spawn monsters from every nightmare found on the island. These creatures are from the dream with no concept of death. They can be revived anytime on my command. That's so much, bro.
Real quick, quashed is a word. It means
it?
to nullify or invalidate something.
Yeah, y'all were
I did
laughing.
not know. I did not know quash was a word.
That is definitely
Look at that. My vocabulary is expanded.
Listen, Emu's out here teaching. He's enlightening just like me. Emu, you rose on my villain chart, bro. You rose on my villain chart. You're not up there with Aka Inu and Blackbeard, but you're up there. You're top five. Top five. You knocked out the kids. You out here.
Well,
you
gonna be mad. You gonna be mad when Akainu flip, huh?
Whoa, don't hey. I believe whatever Sakazuki does, I roll with Papazuki. I roll with him.
He gonna come here and save the kids. What about that?
I would never talk about him again. He'd go on my banned list.
I'm crying.
He would go on my banned list.
Seeing the reveal for Emu's, I guess, partial transformation through a third party, Oda did great. The fact that he also gave her a trident, and a trident that they use to cast magical circles. Like, what is going on here,
bro?
And this is far from the only thing we see.
He really made him a devil. When the thing is, it's been hinting at him being a devil for years. Because remember, he had the little arrow thing. So now it comes into full circle. He really made Emu a devil. I love it. Yeah, listen, go on.
I didn't speak. That wasn't me.
No, you were trying to say something before.
I forgot. Oh,
right.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask what y'all thought about the design, but y'all already got into the design. But can we talk about my boy pulling blickies on the strap? He just shooting cannons. He's like not even a whole cannon now, just light.
And what's crazy is you just see the explosion in the background. Like Emu didn't even wait to see if it connected.
Nope.
I'm also happy to see that like Emu's transformation also has like the demon tail, because I know some people were thinking like, oh, maybe like Emu was always like speaking through Gunko or something because of the arrows, but like, I mean, maybe that possibility, of course, could always still be there, but Emu's transformation does have that tail. So Emu is responsible for killing Cobra.
Yeah. And seeing that Killingham basically is spawning the nightmares from specific like fissures is also, I think, a good note, because I think a lot of people was trying to wonder, like, okay, he pulled it when other people were sleeping and out of their mind before, but now we're seeing like, okay, they're just spawning from a hole. So it's like, this seems like something completely a different level. It's just everybody's fears, whether they're sleeping or awake, it seems like. So, okay. I mean, it's nothing else on these 2 pages, I think, right?
No.
You got anything, Nika?
Everything we've seen so far is kind of like what we were already expecting to get. So I ain't got too much to add to it.
All right. Well, since Emu's applying the pressure to Killingham, let's move on to the next 2, where we see Jinbei being useless. Lead the line of whelps, Somers. Right away, as you command. What? He's still alive? Is that the same woman up in the air? She seems different from before. Where's Luffy's group now? Well, Luffy and Zoro and Sanji aren't here. Hajirden's bunch as well. It's just our luck that they beat all down in the underworld, far below. What are you doing, Robin? I have to help. I can't just sit here captured and do nothing. As we see the library still burning, we cut to Emu talking to Somers, as we see him starting to recover. The question now is, with whom will we parlay using these whelps as bait? Absolutely right, oh great one. It makes no sense. A kingdom without a king? Stop, Gabon. My body's in agony. Dory the blue ogre. Brogy the red ogre. I charge thee with dominance over this land. Thou wilt be kings. Are you with the holy knights? Brogy just grabs him. You're the one who's driven Elbaf to madness. And we just hear a big crackle as he
firmly grasps it.
Firmly
grasp it.
Firmly grasp it. Yo, anybody who has said that Sanji is under Jinbei, I'm gonna need y'all to come to the
boy.
front of the congregation. Anybody who has said that, because Jinbei, Robin is doing more than you. You put out one fire, my guy.
To be fair, just to add to this, Robin's about to put herself in a hole. Read the TCB conversation. It's a little different because Robin actually has the worst devil fruit to match up to Summers. And as she's about to attack Summers, Jinbei tells her that in the TCB, don't attack because you're not.
He said it's a bad matchup for you. Yeah,
and he's right. If she goes any further, she's cooked.
Yeah.
So,
Even
however,
shouts out to Jinbei for keeping her on game.
However, what Robin needs to do here is use some form of. This is a moment of growth here. She needs to use some form of hockey, some form of armament hockey in order to break through these mines.
Yep.
Possibly, but hockey doesn't always solidify the job, because even when Jinbei fought somebody like Who's Who, Jinbei put armament hockey on, and Who's Who
still hurt. It's not automatic.
Ace was still able to burn Jinbei's armament hockey in their fight.
And so Robin's hockey would have to be strong.
Yes. That's the only thing about hockey. It's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
And hockey over anything is willpower, and Robin has experience with that kind of thing because the library is burning. And that is her treasure. That is the treasure of her people, the people that O'Hara died for.
I don't know about
that. She clearly
man.
wants to save that. So if her desire and will is strong enough,
your combat got to be there too. Like, you talking about Robin having anywhere close to the amount of hockey to get out of Somer's devil fruit power. We're not talking about like I don't know, what's that coloring girl from Alabasta? We ain't talking about some weak Miss Gold. We ain't talking about somebody.
She used magic.
You know what I mean?
Golden used magic, magic.
Yeah. See, there we go.
But to what you were just saying, Corey, I completely agree, because if you look at the chapter where Summers is fighting Scopper Gabon, he's using Conqueror's coding, and he's using his regular fruit to combat a Conqueror's coder. So Robin's gonna have to come with a little something with some gusto to get past
she gonna
defend against the Conqueror's coder. That's how I
you
look
can't.
at it.
That's not. Yeah, she can't just casual be like, I got a little something.
Yeah, because he couldn't catch. Because he was blocking, putting up good defense. It wasn't like every attack Summers did was useless. It wasn't.
She can't be Bellamy strong.
Tight. You know,
bro. I can't hear you, bro. It's me. You on mute again? I'm
not on mute.
Not
you.
You now? Oh, this dog going crazy. Luffy, relax.
And we.
Well, until you figure out the mic, because we still can't hear you.
God damn.
Oh, now we can hear you.
Can't hear him? Okay, I'm back. Yeah.
I'm about to say, he hear you now.
Was your thing maybe not connected? Or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was a little disconnect. But even if Robin does develop hockey, she's not going to be strong enough to fend off any of this right now.
Yeah,
because she hasn't used hockey before. It's gonna hurt her. So I'm like,
even if she got a little bit, it wouldn't feel right if she had enough hockey to combat. Maybe some fodder. You know what I mean? But we talking about staving off this attack, which also I like what it does narratively, like the fact that we're talking about the Hana no Mi, like a flower devil fruit. It's basically natural nemesis being the thorns on a flower. So, but how we feeling about our boy? So, the advanced conqueror hockey doesn't leave permanent damage on them. Is that what we're getting here?
No. Yep. So, Summers is regenerating, I believe.
So, what is the answer?
Say it again?
It seems like even using like advanced conqueror's hockey coding, which I think that's what he's doing. Scopper Gamon, when he attacks Somers, he's still regenerating. He felt the pain, right? He was hurt. He was down for a little while. Maybe just because he didn't finish the job and hack at him enough and chop him up into pieces or something like that. Maybe that's why he's
I think
fine.
It just takes longer. That's all.
Yeah, you think maybe you just got to do more?
I think it just takes longer. Like the hockey slows down the process. It's kind of like
lost attack on Treble. Remember where Treble could reform, but it took him a while to reform.
There's like a lot of series where like people who have regenerative abilities, like I don't know. I'm just gonna use vampires for example. Like if they're hit with fucking garlic water or holy water or something, it hurts and it slows down their regeneration because of whatever properties are in that material. So it's kind of like the same thing here. I've seen it like happen before.
Yeah. See in the chat, Shay. No, somebody else. Red Juan. Matt, what's good? When do you guys think the Egghead arc will end for animation?
End of
maybe end of this year.
End of this year.
It's about one chapter per episode. There's how many more weeks left in the year?
They're gonna
6 months.
bleed that
Spring.
flashback out, bro.
No,
Spring of
it's
2026.
literally been one chapter per episode. Let's just call let's call it what it's shown so far. It's been one per. So if we're talking about
it's already
6
halfway
months,
done.
6 times 4 episodes a month, right? 4 weeks usually. Let's round it out. That's 6, 12, 8, 24. 24 more episodes. How many more chapters? What chapter did Egghead end on? 11.
Couldn't tell you, man.
25, 24.
When do we get here? We got to, when did we get to Elbath? 11, was it 40?
I don't even bother remembering.
No, 11:20,
no.
11:25, right? 11:20.
Yeah, that's what I said. 11:25, 11:24.
11:25, 11:24, and the manga, it is just adapted chapter like 11:08, 11:09. Now, I mean, something like that. So, yeah, it should be done by the end of this. I think it should be done by the end of this year, and then they go on another 6-month break.
You're right I agree. End of this year. Right now, we're in the middle of the Kuma flashback.
Yeah, it's flying through it, bro. It's already about to get into Ginny already got took. Ginny already got took.
Next episode.
So they it's just one per episode. They're not lollygagging. And I think it's just gonna take another 6-month break in the beginning of next year, like they did this year. To do maybe like Punk Hazard. Right. I think that's the smartest thing to do instead of just going. You can't just go straight to Elbath because they're only 50. We're only 50 chapters behind essentially from the manga to the anime when you like count it towards there. Let's see what else we want to take note. Brogy grabbing up IMU, playing himself. Don't know how that's gonna go, but I don't think it's anything else here. You guys, anything else you guys want to take note besides Zah hating on the library? What's up with you, man? Why you trying to get rid of the history?
Oh God, bro! Like it's not that. It's just like the Giants are nerds, and like I'm like I need something to get you guys motivated. If it means burning the library and that gets you guys back to where you're at, I'm fine.
Damn, bro.
Don't like them kids, and you know this already.
Listen,
kids
bro.
mean. Oh God. The only kid that's of value to me is Colin, and he lost a little bit.
Not even
Ranya, bro.
Dude, she didn't pull on your heartstrings. She was willing to die for everybody.
She said she was sorry she was alive. Is that what you're trying to do?
Damn, bro.
Wow, what a menace. What a menace.
I don't even know. I don't even know what you
I don't even know this
about.
girl.
You said pulling the heartstrings. I was like, yo, just drop her already, bro. Like,
I'm
let
crying.
her have a little speech. She can have a little speech on fire, bro. Let's go.
My guy, he wants to see JJK. All right, who has the next to Danny?
Danny, yeah,
it's me. All right, so now the Giants are rooting for Brogy to. Oh no, Dory. Go ahead, Dory. Join them, boys. Sure thing, Captain. Take care of yourself, Brogy. Now give back the children. How many of you are there? As he's squeezing him little by little, and you're hearing crack, crack, crack. And IMU does not care. Understand this, Brogy. Thou will meet with Beard Hill Ja Rule. Cut his head off and hold it aloft as IMU manifests a book out of flames. Then announce to thy people that we are the kings of Elbath as something emerges out of the book. Never! This is our country. You can't tell us what to do. And out from the book comes a dagger and a double-barrel shotgun. IMU grabs the dagger, stabs him in the hands as he screams out in pain. Ah! And then IMU lines up the shot and says, but it will not be for nothing. As boom, he blows off his left hand, releasing him from the grip. I give thee the power of evil.
Yo. Evil is wildin', boy. Like, the power of evil. I'm like, golly, what type of cartoon character?
Horny.
I guess you gotta have the cartoon character like villain aesthetic to match the cartoon character Luffy, because what? The power of evil.
Like if you said like darkness or shadows.
This is Kingdom. It was Kingdom Hearts.
Yes. He looks like one of the things from Kingdom Hearts. Remember the first game, Kingdom Hearts? That big.
IMU doing what IMU's supposed to do, man.
Yo,
IMU doing what IMU's supposed to do.
My first read through, I'm seeing here like Oda is kind of entering different manga territory. This is not feeling like One Piece anymore. This is turned in. He is turning this. I was like, are we watching Black Clover? Are we looking at Crollo from Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah.
Like we just straight up
we going there. I've been
summoning
telling people for
Grimoire.
years that we were going here.
Yeah.
Specifically here. Been saying this for years. That's why Miss Golden Wink, if Romance Dawn, prototype One Piece, remember, One Piece. Luffy's first villain in Romance Dawn used black magic. A guy named Steel, Mr. Steel. He used black magic. That was his.
Oh,
that was his power.
From the okay.
In canon, we get to Little Garden and we got Miss Golden Wink. We don't. It's not hockey.
Hawkins and his tarot cards.
That's chalked up to devil fruit, but that to me, that devil fruit.
Really?
Is
You think that's what the devil fruit?
I'm
asking. I didn't know if that was confirmed.
Magic. Yeah, but maybe you could be right. But either way, I think he's using it. Magic is somewhat involved in it. Same sentiment. Like we keep getting these things where we're being told, like IMU just popped a grimoire out of nowhere.
Yeah,
we're here. That's all I'm saying. We're here.
Yeah,
Magic is about to be a power system. In Oda is deadass about to introduce a new power system.
Yeah, even the hockey thing, right? I don't think it's just purely Conker's coding. Because if it was purely Conker's coding, why would Chopper be trying to run down there to see it? Chopper can't use coding. I don't think if Chopper learns of it, he can't tell everyone about it. So everyone
he doesn't know it's Conker's coding.
He doesn't know what it is.
He just knows that it's an ability.
You're right, but why would it? That's what I'm saying. Why would it just? I don't think it would purely be just Conker's coding. I think something is involved with the intent behind each attack Gabon is giving off.
So you're saying it's magic?
No, I actually think it's something different. I think it's the power of love. Nobody likes that answer neither. But
No.
Listen,
that's not a bad answer, bro.
I actually think it's the power of love. Because if you go back to Egghead, we have Dory and Broggy. They compared Shanks' hockey to the hockey they felt from Joy Boy, but they mentioned one slight detail. They said there was no malice involved in the intent of the attack, which means hockey can be attributed to an emotion, of course, right? So if someone can have malice in theirs, we had an SBS where Gart punches the sugar honey iced tea out of Luffy, and then in the SBS the guy says, "Hey Oda, in that instinct that Gart punches Luffy, is Gart just using hockey?" Oda says, "No, it's not hockey. It's the power of love." Scopper Gabon is legit thinking of his son, wanting to fight. He's fighting for his son right now. If love is ever going to be of use, it would be now. So I do think the intent behind his attack, just like Shanks' hockey, when he's mad, he has malice in it. I think Gabon's has love in it. He's the minister of love, and that should be confirmation for anything you think for Sanji. So
and honestly, if this is the power,
it definitely leads into the Sanji getting Conqueror's hockey agenda.
Yeah. If this is the power of evil, again, if we're going by the official translation, they're using. Well, I don't know what it was, and I don't remember what it was in the early translation. I think it was also evil.
No, it was something.
Yeah,
it had evil as well.
No, it said something different. That's what Shade said in the TCB.
A word?
That's why this one sounds corny. This sounds whatever they said in the TCB was cooler. This sounds like this made IMU come off as corny, whereas the other one made IMU come off as like more like a villain. Like, they both feel like a villain, but just corny versus non-corny. It was like something.
This feels like a Disney villain. I'm not gonna lie. This feels like Disney's power of evil.
It's supposed to feel like that.
I mean, it makes sense to match with Luffy as a cartoon character.
Thank you.
It's a good parallel.
I think he does say evil in the early translation.
I remember him saying evil in TCB.
I think he says evil.
Well, what are you looking at, Danny? When you say early, you talking about TCB specifically?
You talking about TCB? Oh,
yeah.
No, I don't got it pulled up.
Either way, I'm just saying if we're using the word evil here, usually like what's the opposite? What do people usually use to fight evil? They use the power of love.
Yeah, good.
So I want Danny on that same point, Danny. In every show that they have magic in, how we defeat the ultimate magic has something to do with love.
Or the power of friendship.
Or exactly. But that ties into love as well. Because I love my friend.
Right, exactly.
Fairy tale. Oh my God, that's
I just wanted y'all to peep. That is happening.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm still attributing Gabon to, like, I'm not ruling out the love factor. I think that has something to do maybe to add with hockey itself, but we still haven't seen Luffy ever use or perfect, at least, advanced Conqueror's haki coding specifically. Like, he was using it, but he really did beat Kaido with that final punch by just punching him really hard. And it wasn't so much he perfected, and haki is everything. Danny has repeated many times in regards to that mastering of it all. That is what we haven't seen happen yet. So I think that is really the difference maker, where Luffy may have to learn something, even verbally. Maybe it could be something like, hey, you got to show that you really love or you want to protect something in this type of way, or something like that. Maybe that helps you get to that other level in regards to your haki, how strong it is, how much you want to protect people. I don't know. It's so many different variations, but I think that's ultimately what it is. And also Chopper going down to follow him. Thank God for Chopper being useful as well. So,
maybe that's why Kobe's honesty impact really hit so hard. It's because Garp has been teaching him for so long. If it's to protect other people and you're true and you're good, it's gonna show. So yeah, maybe.
But IMU, one shot, hand
Dude,
off.
that's a gruesome panel.
Yasop could never. Yasop could never. Listen, I've seen about 2 or 3 characters shoot guns in this series, and it ain't been to this degree. We talking about one shot in a giant's hand.
He blew
Barto.
Barto on the shell.
We putting Barto on the same scale as a giant?
I said he blew up the shit with one shot. That's all I'm saying.
That is Bartolomeo's shit, not Brogie's hand.
I get it. I get what you're trying to say.
That's crazy, bro.
What about Van Auger? Van Auger doing that kind of damage?
No.
He blew up the no.
Van Auger's a sneaky guy. Blowing off.
And yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Bro, his hand is gone.
Y'all tripping. Yasop will blow off Dory and Broggy's hand the same way. I don't know what made y'all think any different. That's why they're
the number one deadbeat father, I think.
Just being rare. I don't know why y'all think deadbeat father.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Yasop is blowing off Dory's hand in one shot.
Yasop's actually one of my favorite characters
on the seas, bro. Like,
why?
Yasop's one of my favorite characters.
Why?
Because
I can't speak for that.
He is a deadbeat, and he is okay with it. He's not moving from it. He don't want to see his kid. He just wants to be a pirate, and that's it. Listen, I love it.
You got some trauma to unpack.
My man's is listening to our conversation. He can hear you, and you sound crazy.
You
don't even say it. You just backed up with that.
No. I'm not saying.
What's going on?
No. I'm not saying he's good being a deadbeat. What I'm saying is, if you're gonna do it, be 10
do it all
in.
the way.
That's all I'm trying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do it all the way. I can respect that. Like, you want to be a deadbeat, don't want to see a kid? Cool. It's the thing I don't care for dragging. It's like you want to be. You're not a deadbeat, but you want to go see a kid, but you don't go see a kid. So I'm like, bro, you're wavering.
Wait a minute. You like
blaming the man for trying? That's what you're saying?
But he doesn't try. That's why. I'm like,
what do you mean he doesn't try?
Never seen this kid.
What was Logtown? That wasn't trying?
Didn't see him.
He would have died. Buggy would have killed him.
This is why black
but I'm saying he didn't see it. He didn't see it. But I'm like, yo, if you want to be a deadbeat, you want to do it, go ahead. Be that to the 10th degree. Don't waver. Don't hedge. Either be it or don't. Bro. Be a good dad or be a bad dad. That's all I'm trying to say.
Listen, man.
Like you see,
some of us are in the gray area dads.
But I'm saying that if you're a bad dad, right, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna try and be a good dad, you're telling me I shouldn't have that thought? I should just stay on my side? That's what you're saying?
Stay on your side. You chose your side.
Y'all would never guess that he's a school teacher.
You know what? Maybe that Fresh Prince episode hit you too hard when he was like, he don't love me no more.
No. Me and my dad, we cool and everything, but I'm like, yo, choose your side.
Y'all gotta be cool. I would hate to see what it'd be like if y'all wasn't.
Yeah, bro.
Choose your side. Yo. I am not about the hedging. Never hedge. If you gonna do something, be all about it. That's all I'm trying to say. Yasop, that's what he is. Remember when Shanks was like, yo, I don't want to see Luffy. Yasop is in the back like, oh God, I was like, yo, there you go. I respect that. Yo, he's fully in
You
it.
respect
I'm
that.
Fully in it.
crying.
I
Fully
love
in
that
it.
for you, man. Hey,
Yeah,
I
he's
got you.
fully in
Yeah,
it. You know?
exactly. Love that for him. Exactly.
Bro
I
said
love
in
that for you,
quotes,
Zah.
in
I love that's how
quotes.
you Zah. That's how you say something positive without being rude. I love that for you.
Yep.
Remember that.
He
'Cause
said
I
you like
also
you
feel
say,
that
oh,
same
you
way.
like it, I love it.
Word.
Yeah,
Exactly.
nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
All right, Zai, you got the next 2 pages.
Yeah. And the Giants, the captain's arm. And, he's holding his arm. What happened, Captain? I don't believe it. She took his mighty arm off. The Giants are upset. She'll pay dearly for this. In exchange for the measure of thy lifespan, thou wilt receive my undying body and uncanny strength. Underfeatly to Mu, thou art unbound common sense and logic. Demons are the only proper form for life to take. Diabolic covenant. Did she say demons? What's she doing to him? No, I'm shrinking. Domu, and he does the hand. Domu reverse. Whoa, Captain! Wait! Stop! Turns him over. He's coming out as a demon. Huh?
Yo, that was great voice acting, bro. That's so funny.
Yo.
Did
I
she
got
say
into it.
demons?
Did she say
I got
demons?
into it.
Yo, you killed me.
Nani? Nanda? I'm crying. Yo, Emu. So at first, my first read through, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Emu's getting a little worked up. But I'm saying like, oh, Emu's not even really talking with him. Emu's
No.
just talking.
She's just making statements.
Like what Emu has said and what Emu has wanted to say has not shifted from any of the events of Broggy grabbing her. Like changed nothing. It was just like, I'm continuing to speak. Everything you're doing means nothing to me.
Yeah, I think it's. I think that it was very interesting to hear that in exchange for a part of his lifespan, he's gonna get it like not immortality, but an undying body
Okay.
and more strength.
Yep. And you know
So
what he did say before? He called them the red ogre and the blue ogre. Remember when they were leaving Little Garden? Remember when they did the attack?
yeah,
One blue red and one dude blue. So I'm like, oh, look at Oda paying a little tidbit attention. I respect that. I
Well,
respect that. But
that's always been their names.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that's always been their epithets throughout the story.
yeah. I just wonder if this Domi Reversi is a different spell than what they did for the Gorosei and what they
Okay.
did
I
for
think
like
it's
the Holy Knights.
I think it's a little different because it seems like there's different ways that Emu has been able to distribute powers. I do think that it's either the forest god gained all the abilities to have all the devil fruits, and maybe that has something to do with this book. Emu be able to distribute power, complete control, right? It seems to be control is the biggest word that the government has always had. So we're talking about control versus freedom as a representation, right? With Gear 5 and things like that. So Emu giveth and taketh away. So we're talking about the Gorosei maybe having an ability that allows them to maybe have free reign. They have a different set of transformations that they've gotten from this book. Whatever Emu has decided to do through Gunko maybe is also something different. Maybe Emu has chosen to do it with Gunko, not having the whole saint name included, etc., like Killingham and Somers choosing not to do it with them. Special ability there. The Abyss ability, right? Handing those out seems like Emu can just give to whoever.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I've heard the theory that not theory, but
I'll be back.
that Gunko is like a vessel for Emu. And that some of the people who we've met in the past who kind of share the same eyes as Emu.
Yeah.
I think it was O'Hara that was maybe talking about it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But that's why that Gunko was able to use the Abyss and summon other people because she has the mark. I don't know.
Yeah. But bro, when I was watching this and the scene bro just flip over.
Yeah, man.
I was like,
Flip
what
it.
is Room Shambles could never.
No, dude, this is something
Room
completely
Shambles could
different.
never.
This is something completely different, and it's just everything that's going on with the magic circles and like the earth coming up and around. Like it's giving magic.
Yeah.
It's not giving devil fruit. Like everything about this, it's almost like equivalent exchange. You're giving me a part of your lifespan, and then you're getting these things in return.
Yeah. Well, you maybe I'm thinking about it's all one and the same. You know what I mean? The magic is the devil fruit. You know what I mean? Maybe instead of us putting in a different category, or maybe like devil fruits are magic, right? We've had a hard time kind of deciphering like, what do you mean like the manifestation of people's wills and et cetera, et cetera. There really is kind of no other answer than maybe devil magic has been the answer the whole time, right? Devil fruit, devil magic. This has all been devil ideology and et cetera, et cetera. It's
devil fruits could just be like natural manifestations of magic.
Yeah.
Like magic just like in its condensed raw form.
Yeah.
That's what devil fruits are.
Like one power.
That's like monocrystals. Like monocrystals.
Yeah.
Monocrystals.
I wanted to ask you guys this. I saw Tamir's verse. He had something. You know how he was talking about the eyes, because I heard you guys talking about it. They said Mihawk has the same eyes as Emu, and they're saying that was a failed trying to take over him, and that's why he has the eyes of it, because Emu tried to take over him, but he had too much will. Now that's why he even has like the coat and all that type of stuff, just like Emu has the tail. So I just wanted to know what you guys thought about that, because I thought that was very interesting, even for me. It makes Mihawk a lot more interesting.
This whole thing with the eyes has always been baffling to me. Like it's really like you see it in Cavendish, you see it in Big Mom, but only in like not altered states of consciousness, but like I don't know, a different mindset.
I try not to delve too much into the eye conversation, because then it starts to turn. I mean, granted, I made the statement saying like it feels like One Piece is like trying to be something else right now. That's in jest, me making a joke saying like you're trying to be Black Clover and Crow. But like once we start entering like eye category, it's too messy to me. It's too much into Naruto stuff.
Well, I don't think it's anything power related. I think that it is like maybe a mark of something.
That I can agree that. I think it does help. If anything, it helps Mihawk more to give him more depth and more of a backstory. If he is per se maybe an ex-God's Knight, maybe that's what makes him so sus.
I can see that.
Make him kind of have that French-looking appeal. You know what I mean? He almost kind of dressed like a little. I mean, him and Brooke look like they could shop in the same closet.
It's very true.
You know what I mean? And we already got Brooke on the watch right now. His stocks, if you're buying into Brooke right now, it's a smart time to buy into Brooke.
He's right. Yeah.
But I'm trying to see, is there anything else here we want to kind of take of note before we move into the next 2 pages?
No.
Nope.
All right. So I'll take the next 2. He turned into a demon as we see a whole new version of Brogy. He's huge. What happened to you, Captain Brogy? He looks terrifying. Is he a real demon now? Give back the captain we know. The real Captain Brogy has never once tried to attack his own crew. He's got a warrior's as he just whacks him. I feel all powerful. Nothing can stop me now. No, she got Captain Dory too, as he gets off-screened. As we see another transformed giant. Come along, boys. It's time to kill Ja Rule. No, 50 Cent. Stop. You have to wake up. What about saving the kids? If you actually do that, our country is doomed. Help us stop them. Captains. What? What? As we see them all sinking as they're in between them. Swoop, thump, thump. Whoa. What? Not you guys too. Was it because they were standing in between the two of them? It can't be. Just keep your distance.
Dude, the design
Fire.
for Brogy.
Dory and Brogy's designs. Fire.
Awesome.
Ancient
But, like,
giants.
But Brogy specifically because his hand got cut off and now he has a floating hand?
Oh, I didn't even realize it's just floating.
Yeah, he got the floating hand. It's not really cut off.
Dude, so cool. That little design, that little change, I think it's just like I love it.
It grows
love
back
it so much.
though. It's growing back. That's what's happening.
Where?
Next page, you'll see. But it's growing back. That's what's happening here. It's not just
you
floating.
don't see that in the next page. It's hidden behind the shield because that's his left hand.
I just assume that it's growing back because Somers and them was all growing back. Everybody seemed to be every single person has regrown like their limbs and things like that. I just assume that's what's happening.
But like even if it's regrowing, he shouldn't be able to use it if it's detached. I think that's just like
cool. No, it's cool. I'm saying it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that it's cool. I just don't think that that's a permanent.
We'll see, man. If it's permanent, that's sick.
I love that.
You trying to give him the rocket, the Android 16 punch?
Rocket punch.
Yo, he sent those giants flying, bro. That man was playing golf.
I wish I could do that to the Giants. They've been terrible in this arc, bro. Terrible,
bro. They've been doing all right, bro. They've been like, we can't undercut what we're fighting against. This is unlike what we're fighting against is unlike anything we've ever, like nobody on any other island would be able to even withstand even one chapter of what's happened in Elbaf. This is crazy.
Yo, and to see them, like they grew in size. They're huge now. Huge.
Shade, you're right. Emo turned the table on us from his house in 1 minute.
From his house.
He didn't even leave the crib. He didn't leave the crib.
He's still there.
He's on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Hey, let me talk to your mother on the phone. Let me talk to your mother on the phone.
Yeah, man. And to think the personality switches immediate
vibes. Talking like a minister.
Because they playing on the power. They playing on the power and the pride. I love it. Emu knows what they want.
Yeah,
that's how you get. That's a great villain. Yo, Emu,
come along, boys. It's time to kill Ja Rule.
Yo,
he's top 5.
The way bro was like, no, he got a warrior pride, and he got cooked in the middle of that.
Couldn't even finish the sentence.
One of the details. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying good. I knocked him out. I was just agreeing with him.
One of the details I noticed, because I saw it on somebody else's video. So the whole shifting, if they're in between, apparently that's from like a board game, a Japanese board game. It's like where they have black and white pieces or whatever. And usually when the two black pieces or whatever pieces are outside of in between, the pieces shift and change into different color pieces.
I know what show you're talking about. Hikaru no Go. They used to go the black white.
Yeah, I don't know the name. Yeah. I just didn't know the name of the actual game or whatever.
Go.
But that's
I remember.
This is giving that same parallel.
Damn.
So maybe all of this is just a game to Emu too. You know what I mean? Maybe this is all it works within game. It's fun. Like Emu is manifesting things the same way Luffy manifests things out this book. Right. And maybe that's the difference, where Luffy's thing is a manifestation from his mind and creativity, whereas Emu's manifestation comes from things that he's stolen, I guess, or things that he's collected and can reuse.
Yep.
I'm not sure. It's not 100%, but definitely something here.
I see where you're going, so I agree with that. I see where you're going.
Yeah, I just wonder how many times. So obviously, we're seeing a huge change in the Giants, not only in size but in their horns. Like Dory and Brogy now have the horns.
Yeah, they look like ancient giants. It's crazy.
Their teeth are outgrown, right? So I guess
they even got new weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this how ancient giants came to be in the past? Because Emu, we know, has been around for quite some time. So Oars, is that how he came to be? And I'm not saying that like every ancient giant came to be like that, but obviously ancient giants stuck around. They mated with other giants. The bloodline got diluted, and that's how we get like a little Oars Jr.
I think it's possible, but I do want to maybe give credence. Once again, it always comes back to the mural, right? Or do we believe that instead of calling them ancient giants, the giants, because back then they wouldn't be called ancient, right? The giants were always around, or the giants man-made in the first place, right? We're talking about either giants were created or were giants just always like this? Because that's what they originally used to look like, as opposed to ancient. They're not like a special version. It's just that their bloodline got diluted over time.
Well, let's call these demons, just for clarification.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Let's call these demons.
Demons,
you know?
But I'm rocking out with what you're thinking. I'm saying like that would be would be interesting. It's just like you got to think about the timeline. Like, okay, like are we gonna give IMU that much clout where like the giants just didn't exist at all until IMU created them, or this power created them, which could be a thing too. Like maybe humans got control of this book and turned to ancient giants, or
I was saying that IMU created demons. That IMU created demons, not necessarily giants. He created the demon race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And that's where those characters.
Seems about likely. It seems about likely. I love it. I love the idea.
I don't know who. I forget because like all the theories like get jumbled up. But one YouTuber, it was probably O'Hara. He was saying how, or maybe it was Anime's Baldy. I don't remember. What if King Harold found out kind of the lineage of where demons / ancient giants came from, with the horns and the brutality and everything, and that it came from IMU and it came from magic or so on and so forth. And that's why he broke off the horns to be like, I don't need this. I don't want to be a part of you or something. And IMU kind of saw that as, oh, you don't fuck with me? Oh, is that what this is about? Oh, okay. All right, bet. Say less. I'm going to kill you and your whole family.
So does this make you think that Harold may have gotten flipped and Ja Rule and Loki had to work together to defeat him?
Yes.
Again,
like I'm really, and I've been saying it for a while, I'm off the King Harold is a villain agenda. I'm not there. So. I'm not there anymore. I haven't been there for a while.
I think the who was the girl who was kidnapping kids on the Giants Island? The one, Mother Caramel. I think she had a really big part to play with this, and I think she is one who was influencing the king and all that type of stuff. So I think he got flipped. That's why I think the Loki thing. I really think Loki's a good guy. It's just propaganda.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Propaganda, bro.
And if anybody who's fallen for the okie doke has never read One Piece in their life. Like at this point, you haven't been paying attention to the story, and you think One Piece is not political. And at this point, we're not even gonna have the conversation.
We're not talking to you.
But I don't know, man. I do believe Harold may have gotten got. I still think maybe his cahoots is somewhere. It's some type of level where he decided maybe he wasn't rocking, but he definitely worked with the government to some point. I think at least.
Yeah. Yep. No, for sure.
All right, Danny, final page.
Oh shoot! All right, and here we go to a beautiful double spread, and Brogy's over here like, all right, not bad. So this is the power of Elbaf. Hoorah! As all the giants.
I think that's IMU. Is it?
So this is
who's saying this?
Oh, that's Brogy. I believe.
No, that's Brogy. I think it's coming from Brogy.
Yeah, the little text bubble's coming from him.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was just like coming from a distance. My fault.
No. And you see Killingham's dream monsters coming from behind them. You have the demon giants coming forward, and honestly, the other giants are literally running away at this point because all hell has broken loose. And IMU chimes in: "It will not be destroyed, but preserved and ruled over. Perhaps it is time to stay and watch to see how useful they will be in war. Please, Chief Ja Rule, you must flee. Something's wrong with Captains Dory and Brogy. Run for your life." And Chief Ja Rule just comes in cold as hell. "Never tell a warrior to run from battle." Boom. All right.
Way to end the chapter.
All right. I like that. That was a little good. That was good.
Shade said it's IMU.
Buddy,
the best thing the Giants.
If you can tell me where IMU is,
I don't see IMU, right? I'm not, but Oda's not the best when it comes to these things, right?
It's just like not bad. So this is the power of Elbaf. Just doesn't seem. Where's the thou? Where's the doth?
Yeah, he talks like a 15th century person. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Even the panel below, he's not even using the thou. It will not be destroyed, but preserved and ruled over. Because that's why it seems like it's all coming from him because it seems like it's one line of dialogue. Not bad. So this is the power of Elbaf. It will not be destroyed, but preserved and ruled over. I don't know.
And it could be him. Well, it doesn't. I love it. I love it. I love this spread. I love this color spread. And you know how you were saying buy Brooks stocks? You know who stocks you need to buy now? Usopp. That last panel. Usopp.
Where are you going with
Where is this going?
Okay. I've been thinking about this. Who is the person that you think is going to free his masters from this? This is the Usopp bloom that he needs. This is why when Oda said it's Usopp's arc, I think it's Usopp's arc because I think Usopp is the one who gets through to them. I think it's Usopp. And
so he's gonna talk no jutsu, Demon, Dory, and Brogy.
No, he's gonna have a Conqueror's hockey moment. I think that's how he does it. I think that's how he does it.
Oh my days!
How he does it. I think that's how he does it.
Sir,
I'm
you
telling
remember that one time Vegeta was like, "What is this? A Super Saiyan bargain sale?" That's what we doing. We just having bargain sales now.
I get it. But once his masters got involved, I was like, Usopp has to be involved in this. It would be bad writing if Usopp wasn't involved in this.
It would be bad. It would be bad writing if Usopp got Conqueror's hockey.
I would consider
that's bad writing. That's bad.
That
writing.
would be no, bro. Whatever. No, I wouldn't quit the series, but I would really look at.
Really,
I would take a 6 month break. I would take a 6 month break.
I would be gagged.
This is his arc. This is his arc.
I would rather
his arc.
Give him observation hockey. Give him advanced observation hockey. He
can have future sight.
I don't care what version of observation hockey you give him. You could give him armament hockey for his little slingshot. And I'm not an Usopp hater. If you give Usopp Conqueror's hockey, I drop for 6 months.
Listen, man, this could still be his arc, and he can. I actually like where you're going with this in regards to him snapping Dory and Brogy out.
Yeah,
maybe with a talk no jutsu, but it's not going to be Conqueror's hockey. And honestly, at this point, I don't see him talk no jutsuing them, and I don't see him doing anything about the demon giants.
He can step up in another way. Do what you can do, and not what I can do.
The only reason, I get what you're saying. The only reason I'm saying that is because he's gonna hear King Ja Rule's speech. We say never tell a word to run from a battle, and that's the type of speech that Usopp hears. That he always goes, "Yo, I'm still a warrior," and I think that's the type of thing that'll motivate him. And you know, Usopp in this arc, he was one of the first people to throw stuff at Gungo. He was. I even though it didn't work, he still was one of the first.
He still showed up. No, he did.
And that's what I'm. And that's what
if it was a regular character, that person would have been at least hurt a little bit.
Exactly. So I'm like, he's shown us. So like, even if because remember, he doesn't even know he has observation hockey. Even if it's like a flash of Conqueror's hockey, like it's just like, yo, like Imu kind of looks at him. He's like, yo, what was that? I'll take that. He doesn't have to fully master, but give him something. That's what I'm trying to say.
A flash. If he gives that to him, give it to Nami then.
No.
Give it to Chopper.
Give it to Chopper.
No.
Give it to Chopper. Give it to Robin. Don't pick and choose.
Arcs.
Don't pick and choose.
It's not
Usopp's arc anymore, bro. It's Brooks' arc now.
Yeah, bro.
Brooks gonna get something. But Nami's already gotten the power-ups of everyone. Oda loves Nami a little too much for me, and I'm like, yo, you got Zeus.
It's because he married Nami.
He married Nami.
I know. Nami doesn't need anything else. Nami does not need anything else.
He said max stats, no more support.
No more. You have been X'd out. You're good. Usopp needs something. So they didn't do nothing in Wano. Nami got the moment where Luffy's gonna be the Pirate King. Let Usopp get a moment.
Dude, I believe Usopp should get a moment. I don't know what it is. And honestly, at this point,
you so happened to the last guy that tried to talk no jutsu 2 pages ago.
Yep. He's got a Warriors 4.
Yeah, that should have happened because you stupid. What if you stand in front of them like that? You stand in front of them like that. You clearly see them being turned into demons.
You know what? All right, I'm just gonna just come up with a scenario that Usopp could really help with right now. What if he sneaks He's
got to sneak Killingham. That's the only way.
No, I wasn't gonna say Killingham. What if he's no? I'm shooting for the moon right now. What if he sneaks Imu and takes the book from him, finds the spell to turn all of the demon giants back to normal, and then performs it? That if he does that, then I'll be like, all right, fine, Usopp, you got it. You're the man.
So I am of the belief that the spell is not like a spell book you can just read from. That's just connected to Imu's powers. Like I feel like that's connected to Emu, not like, oh, let me just read this like it's the
How
end
come?
of Wicked, and I can just read this thing and I can use the powers.
How come?
Well, in Black Clover, you can't just read somebody's grimoire and use them either. It's connected to
Yeah,
them.
but that's Black Clover. That's just an example.
That's just how I view it, more connected to Emu and not just anybody. Because if anybody could just use Emu's powers, I don't know. That it just feels, because one, the monster trio can't do this alone. Even if they come up here.
No. Yeah,
So somebody else, whether it's
gonna be Loki,
whether it's Dragon, not even Loki's hurt, right? Loki is still.
He'll be all right, bro. He'll be all right. He had some meat.
I still think that it's still not enough to handle everything that's happening. I think that either Shanks has to show back up with the crew and assist, or Dragon shows up, because the one thing, even though I'm not trying to say that the whole Dragon slander, I'm saying just the one thing that's been noted is that once the Holy Knights make a move, the revolutionaries will show up, right?
Here's what I'll have to say about that. I believe, all right, I think it's very important to note that Imu here says, perhaps it is time to stay and watch to see how useful they will be in the war. So all of a sudden, Imu wants to stay on Elbaf, even though he came in hot saying, yo, Mary Joie is on fire.
Yes.
So that means Imu is going to stick around for a little while. Imu is the biggest threat here on this island right now. Now, if Mary Joie is on fire and being attacked, I would assume, yes, the revolutionaries made their move once the God's Knights left Mary Joie, because they were the ones who were keeping it safe. So if anything, I can see Dragon going to Mary Joie and making his move there. And I would more so believe that Shanks would be the one to show up, because
one of the
while
two.
Elbaf is not his territory, it's definitely an area that he has, I guess, been protecting.
Yeah.
And if this wicked hockey that Imu has did show up, I can imagine Shanks would have been able to sense that. Like, wait a minute, that's coming from Elbaf's direction. I have to go and see what's happening. You know, because Shanks's hockey sensors, we've already been shown, can extend across the sea. When he did that thing to Admiral Ryokyogu, when he like paralyzed him with like his hockeyness.
Well, he was right outside of Wano, so it just also depends on the distance, right? Bro was in a whole
we don't know how
far
far
island
is.
last time we
don't know how far he is though.
Yeah. I'm not ruling out, right? I said either one, right? That's like
I'm just telling you what I think.
This can't be done with who's on the island currently. The Straw Hats are not. No, I truly believe the Straw Hats are still not strong enough to really be dealing with anything that's going on right now, and this it's showing OD. So the only thing they need some type of backup.
I think that if we're just breaking it down, right? It's not even the God's Knights at this point, because those demon giants, there's what 6 of them.
Right. It's 6 of them, and they can still swap people, right? This is not even done in regards to the shifting, and the nightmares got souped up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So let's talk matchups. Let's say Luffy can take 3 of these demon giants, right? There's just 3. Let's say he could take 3. Zoro takes 1. Sanji takes 1.
Sanji takes 1. Yeah.
Let's shoot for the stars and say Jinbei can take another, right? So that's the 3. No, I'm shooting for the stars here. Right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's say the demon giants are all taken care of. Now we have still the nightmare monsters, right? Let's say fucking Chopper and I don't know, Robin and her giant Giganto Mano thing can do something, right? And then maybe the new giant pirates can help handle those. You still have the God's Knights.
Yeah.
Who's gonna take care of the God's Knights? And then Imu is still there.
That's why I said we need help. Yeah. We can't do this, though.
We need help. Yeah.
We need help.
No, I'm trying to add the math to your statement.
We're cooked.
I'm trying to write the equation down.
Yeah, we're cooked, bro. The math is mathing right now. We are outgunned. And unless people want to see, which honestly, at this point, running away, it was the best option. Even though people were like, no.
They ran away from Egghead.
Luffy not running.
We ran away from Egghead. Well, no, they ran away from Egghead. This would be another situation where I think Luffy is smart enough. Narratively, it doesn't look good. I agree.
Well,
but I would run.
But also, Elbaf has been shown. It's important. Elbaf is important.
Yeah, you can't run.
There's something that's special about Elbaf. And that's why Imu is also saying it will not be destroyed, but preserved and ruled over. What? And that just makes me think about the mural of all those people coming to the tree in the middle, because there's something about Elbaf that's really special.
Yeah. And we still haven't seen the Heaven Realm.
And we still haven't even seen the Heaven Realm. So yeah,
Who's up there?
I can definitely see Shanks pulling up here. But if Shanks pulls up here, it's a wash. Like it's over. It's game over.
Yeah. So yeah, see, if it's not Shanks, my only other option is Dragon. And or crazily enough, I know everybody's waiting for the Grand Fleet to show up. Yeah, no, the Grand Fleet can't help here. The Grand Fleet can't help here, guys.
Grand Fleet's not much of a help.
They're fodder here, respectfully. I like Bartolomeo, right? Cavendish. They're fodder here.
I could see it may. You know what? I don't see it being Dragon. If it's, let's say it's not Shanks, I don't see it being Dragon, right? But
he has the other
I could see it being Sabo. I could see it being Sabo.
Just Sabo, because Sabo has a river card.
Just Sabo, and maybe Sabo and a few good men.
Ivankov, a few good men. Okay.
Sabo and a few good men.
A few good men, yes.
Like, we came also looking for Kuma or some BS. I don't know. Maybe they saw something in the papers that indicated that Kuma and Bonnie were with the Straw Hats or whatever, and they put 2 and 2 together. And Sabo also has to deliver the message to Luffy saying, the Nefertiti family is the D and whatever. And maybe Sabo the Flame Emperor can help here too. I can see that happening over Dragon.
Still need more than that.
Because the only reason I don't
Sabo and a few good men? I don't know.
The thing is, you can't stretch a revolutionaries too thin, because remember, Dragon's gonna run into Shamrock. I've been calling that for a minute. Because Shamrock went back. He's gonna run into one of them, and I don't think he's gonna let Sabo go, because he's gonna need those type of forces against the Shamrock.
They really need to stay together.
Exactly.
That's a group that is top heavy.
You can't have that. You can't stretch these things thin when you're in their land and they got heavy hitters coming back. So that's why I'm like, nah, it might not be Dragon. Okay. And I'll you know what? Because I can't. I like Shanks, whatever. I don't call him One Arm anymore. I don't call him any of that. I've become enlightened. With him. Okay, how about this for the Usopp thing? Because I'm still on this.
You have the platform. Okay. You have the stage.
If he doesn't get Conquerors, he, like you said, he unlocks advanced Conquerors Haki, and he's able to hit Imu's book when Imu's about to pull it away. Would you be okay with that?
Brother, hold on. Now you're saying not only is he going to have Conquerors Haki, he's going to have advanced Conquerors Haki?
No. I said take away Conquerors. Take away Conquerors. Okay. Advanced Future Sight. Just advanced Future Sight to hit the book to reverse the spell. Would you be okay with that?
Ooh, so you didn't see Film Red, right?
Oh, God, I didn't watch One Piece musical.
I'm just saying, you're doing yourself a disservice lore-wise, right, by not seeing Film Red, because this Yassop and Usopp moment. Because I'm trying to help you out with your Usopp theory. So,
because he has to be, he got to be calm and all that.
The calm thing, and also he could potentially communicate with his father, or somebody off the island, because he was able to do it from another dimension in Film Red.
Not touching that movie.
I'm just saying, you gotta watch it, bro. It's lore.
It's not the worst, bro.
It's not that bad. It's not bad. What do you mean?
I don't like musicals. I really don't. But Film Red
the story is really good.
Yeah, the story, it's gas.
I got through half of it and I couldn't deal with that girl. Like, I was like, yo, either she needs to
Otto.
The act, that's the voice. That's the person who sings. Uta. The voice.
Uta. I couldn't deal with Uta, bro. Like, I was like, I'm good.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna go back to what Corey said. Usopp is definitely going to match up against Killingham. That is great.
Okay.
He is not touching Imu with a 10-foot.
I didn't say he don't even gotta touch him. All he had to do is just burn the book to get his people back.
No. The book, but here's the thing, y'all you still separating the book from the powers and thinking that the book is the powers.
I think
Yeah.
the book
He's
is
just
powered.
manifest the book. What do you mean? You knock the book away? I just make another book.
He teleported the book, bro.
That's true. That's
He
true.
didn't manifest.
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to say,
He didn't pull out his
I'm
on
saying
his flap.
Usopp has to be Usopp should be the one to free his cat, his ball, his people. That's all I'm trying to say. He should be the one to free those people. It narratively makes sense for Usopp, especially he's the one been looking towards Elbaf so much.
I think it might be
You
Soul
gotta
King
give
Brook
him that.
though.
Yeah, but
Soul King
Brook can
Brook
free
though.
Gunko. He can free Gunko.
He could
I
free
think
them
Usopp
too,
needs to
maybe.
free. No, I'm gonna give Usopp his people and then give Brook his people. That you gotta give Usopp that. Come
Listen,
on,
I want
Usopp will
to
fight
win.
Killingham,
Usopp
bro.
will fight Killingham. You want Usopp to get MVP honors
of the arc,
and he's not going to be MVP, bro. He's not.
No, I just
And
want to
it's
read a
okay.
quick. I want to read a quick comment that Royal T left. I'm talking about this game called Cuphead, where at the end of the game, the two brothers defeat the devil and release all the devil contracts put on everyone and save the day. Imu equals Cuphead, Devil, Luffy, and Sabo equal Cuphead brothers. I think that's an interesting theory. I mean, waiting till the end of the story to release the giant devil pirates, I think it might take a little too long. I think. Well, let's throw this question out into the mix now. Then, do we believe that Dory, Brogy, and the other giants are going to be turned back by the end of this arc, or at all?
By the end of this arc,
or is this permanent?
I think the end of this.
By the end of this arc. By the end of this arc.
I think Imu not physically being here plays a big role because we're still only seeing a fraction
of his power. Yep.
Right. The real Imu ain't even here. So I think that maybe something happens where they turn. Maybe Luffy can do something with his ability. I'm not. Maybe Haki in itself can nullify it, because the Haki from Joy Boy nullified Imu's ability and sent all of the Gorosei back to Mary Joie, except for Saturn, and Saturn was the only one that actually came there on a boat, and that's why he stayed.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some type of Conqueror's Haki can undo this. Conqueror's Haki can advance Conqueror, whatever, has been able to undo everything.
Above everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you guys feeling about this chapter? What are you guys going to give it out of 10? We only do whole numbers here, so
9.
This is a 10 out of 10 for me, man.
I was gonna say a 10 out of 10, bro.
This is a 10 out of 10. There's
we
nothing
get
more.
confirmation that Imu gets Conqueror's Haki. We get the partial transformation reveal with the trident and the tail and the wings. Blows off his hand, replaces it with a floating hand, turns the giants into demons. They're on demon time right now. This is a turning point. This is a turning point not only in the arc but in the story. Like we got lore without getting like a lore drop.
Yeah, I mean we got more questions than answers.
The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because they didn't kill them kids, bro. Like,
oh
I'm
my
Lord,
right that is not.
You are also on demon time, bro.
Yo, exactly.
No, they hit you with the DOMI
REVERSI. That's not a real point. You know what I mean? What really makes it a 9 out of 10? This is One Piece. That's never happened.
I love everything about it. Oh. No, Lost sister died. Didn't see how Oda?
That's all.
And that's a flashback.
Oda you could off-screen the kids. You could off-screen the kids, but I agree with you. It is a turning point. I'm still going to give it a 9. I think it's a great chapter. I loved everything about it. I love Imu being this destructive thing. I didn't care for the force of evil. The power of evil. It just took it away from me. I was like, bro, come on, bro. Like you could have called this anything else. Anything else, and I've been happy with it. The power of evil. And then you proceed to talk like William Buckingham for the rest of the arc. Either talk like William Buckingham to start, or don't do it at all. Like that's all I'm trying to say. Like, but Imu's still up there for me. He's still great. Still 9. Still a really good fucking chapter.
This is definitely a good chapter. I'm happy that we're not on a break week and that we're getting a new chapter next week,
which is
absolutely crazy because this is the kind of chapter you get before a break week.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm excited for the monster trio. I can't imagine that nobody felt the Haki of Imu when he sent out that wave of Conqueror's Haki. I can't imagine it'll be much longer until we see them enter the story. What?
Oh, so
can we talk about how distracted Luffy is right now? Is that really a thing? I love Luffy, but he is distracted to the max because Loki mentioned Shanks, and he has been all Shanks and all that. I'm like, dog, come on, bro.
I guess I guess it also depends on, we don't know how much time is passing, right? In regards to the difference of them getting from the underworld to there. Like even Somers's count was pretty short. He didn't give them like, you got an hour. He said you got about 3 minutes, my guy. And Emo and them pulled up. So this could all be happening in the span of 5 to 10 minutes. So that could be a fact in there. I was looking at the translation actually in TCB. TCB, instead of I give thee the power of evil, because I knew it went way harder in TCB. It says, now accept my ungodly power.
Okay, see, that one's much better.
I was like, nah. I was like, he said something way different that went way harder in the TCB version.
That's a 10. That's a 10. See, now that's a 10. Power of Evil, I don't want to hear that. That's Disney villains nonsense, bro. That's evil mustache. I don't care for that, bro.
Yeah, like, now accept my ungodly power that's Madara level of
why didn't they keep that in the Viz? See?
Because there's intention. There's intention between something like ungodly power and evil. Those two things have different context to them.
I guess.
That's all. That's it.
One is better though than the other. One go harder.
Exactly.
Sure.
One.
But it's not about which sounds cooler in this case. I truly believe that it's supposed to mean something different.
Yeah, we'll see. But thank you, bro, for coming through for the stream. We really, really appreciate it. Man. I know we had like a bunch of technical issues, so thanks for being patient with us as we try to figure it out. Yeah, say shades. 30 seconds. He gave them 30 seconds.
Not 3
30
minutes.
seconds. So yeah, that's why they not here no more. They also, let me see one more client. The Sticky Dynamite. Do y'all think a second time skip is coming?
No, please.
No,
I do think so.
No.
You think so?
I
would love it, but
I think I do. I don't know how to make it make sense narratively and how to kind of squeeze that in. Maybe it could be the whole Elbaf and the whole time thing from the beginning of the arc, right? Maybe that constitutes as technically a world time skip, but not a time skip for these guys, because why is Mary Joie on fire so quickly? When it seemed like it was fine when they left Mary Joie, right? When
Somers and killing
Shamrock, when they originally first came, there was nothing going on.
Yeah, Somers was in his underwear.
They were chilling, right? And like I said, the amount of time that we know has passed hasn't been that long since they've been on the island.
Yeah, maybe a couple hours,
if that.
3.
So Mary Joie being up in flames within an hour, and that's why they called bro back. Like, yo, you gotta come back. Maybe time is moving differently outside, or like by the time we get off this island, maybe shit is.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, actually, you guys have been off the map for like 6 months. We just thought you guys got away.
Because time moves differently in Elbaf, so yeah, it makes sense. I can see that happening.
But yeah, thank you again, bro. We really appreciate it. This has been a crazy chapter. I can't believe there's not a break week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oda. He fixed his eyes and he's been on fire, bro. Ever since he fixed his eyes.
That is very true. I think that bro was really working with a handicap for mad long.
That motherfucker couldn't see.
I mean, shit. When he was making those Kuma chapters, and you saw that he couldn't like actually draw that made me cry more, because I was like, dang, you can see the pain in this writing.
Hey, bro, just go take a break and go get some eye surgery, bro. Now you see, look at that double spread. That's beautiful. That's a thing.
I wasn't expecting a double spread. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
See and one more comment before we start to close out completely. The gap in power between Emu and Luffy is way too high right now. Luffy couldn't handle the girls. Say, how's he supposed to take Emu? I feel like Luffy's got to become as strong as Joy Boy to take Emu. It's either that or the power of friendship. Or everybody's going to have to work together in a way. Maybe Joy Boy's biggest failure was that he couldn't really get everybody to work together, as opposed to what Luffy can do. But because without the time skip, I agree. Without a time skip, it really does seem like it'd have to be an ass pull to have Luffy shoot the ones. It's going to be more annoying, because some people don't really like how Luffy beat Kaido, which I can understand. I'm not fighting because like we seen Oda pull it off so many times where it's just like, yeah, he makes me his ass kicked a couple times and he gets a bunch of W's that he probably shouldn't get because of the story.
Yeah, like with Katakuri.
Yeah, so there's always a lot of asterisks, and I think that's what's fun about One Piece is that you can power scale all you want. Oda is going to have the fight come to his conclusion without any type of power scaling even necessary. It's just going to be like, nope, he shouldn't have did that. It's just circumstances.
Hate power scaling conversations, bro. I hate power scaling conversations.
It's sometimes the black hole. It's fun for funny, but like if you're like taking it into like real account into the plot, it's like Oda don't care, bro.
No, he doesn't.
Not that serious.
Oda don't care, son. He is gonna have somebody. The attacks that Usopp has tanked. Chopper used guard point on Saturn, y'all.
Yeah, and it worked.
And it worked. Chopper tanked a poisonous venom attack from Saturn. Shenanigans. But that's One Piece chapter 1150. Thank you for everybody who came through. Make sure you guys like the stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Straw Hat Podcast on all platforms. Links is in the bio below. Make sure you guys subscribe to us if you haven't already. And if you want to check out our channel memberships, they're on $1.99. You get early access to our official episodes that come out every other Tuesday at 7 a.m., usually up to 12 to 24 hours earlier. You get access to special emojis to use in the chat, and you get a special badge next to your name in the chat as well. We are blindly trusting Oda, and on that note, y'all, show you another